at the Bayou, a club on K Street in Georgetown, to meet one of Washington's hottest rock groups. Hi, I'm Henry Tenenbaum.
And I'm Camilla Carr. Welcome to PM Magazine.
The rock group is called 4 out of 5 Doctors. Their music is hard to describe, but it's great to listen to, as you're about to find out. This is the Lost Basement. Here, 4 musicians spent 5 years in isolation. Instead of going out and performing, they stayed here, honing their talents, and their efforts were successful. Their first album was released in January. From Out of the Basement, meet 4 out of 5 Doctors.
She's such a cold cream and I'm making bombs in my room. She's like a prom queen and I'm the prophet of doom.
They've got a lot of talent and they're great on stage.
They're great.
Yeah, really, you know,
good. Watch out cars.
I play guitar for the CIA.
Washington's had a reputation for sort of killing its own band sometimes, but this one really seems to be doing pretty well.
An Arab coat is only a disguise. A costume to prove between the eyes.
If they keep it up, they'll make it.
Well, here she comes, just walking down the street. Sampling her fingers and shuffling her face. She looked good, she looked fine. She looked good, she looked fine, and I really love my band.
Like many musical groups, the Doctors are an unlikely conglomeration. Jeff Severson, on keyboard and guitar, once worked as a computer operator in a monastery. Cal Everett, lead singer, bassist, and a former house builder. George Pittaway, guitar, played bit parts in Bombay movies. And Tom Ballou worked the Alaskan Pipeline, the Carnival Circuit, and the drums. In a business that releases thousands of new albums a year, the Doctors are doing better than most. In fact, Billboard named them Breakthrough Group of the Month. Not bad for any group, especially one from Washington.
Original music plus Washington, D.C. equals poverty, still even today, unless you have a national record out.
We took a look at what was happening on the local scene and what had happened in not only in this city, but other cities. And it seemed the best route was to concentrate on doing your own music, to create your individual style. And we thought the best place to do that would be to woodshed someplace in a basement.
Japan is a screaming room. Lovers leap over the moon. A man's gotta do what a man's gotta do. John Wayne, 1952.
The Doctors spent 5 years in what came to be known as the Lost Basement, a dingy dungeon in McLean.
It was our office. We would go home with our homework, which was writing your songs. You make what you consider to be your next best effort, bring it to the basement, which was our office, and there you'd present it to the rest of the members of the group. If it passed our screening, then you'd go about the mill grinding system of getting it onto tape.
Getting the sound they wanted on tape turned out to be the easy part. The real trick was convincing a record company with clout to listen. Down in the basement, the years and the rejection letters picked up.
They never got any more discouraging than just the form letter that wasn't signed, or, you know, just, sorry, you know, your material. They would usually start out giving you a compliment like, your material is good, but the big but is always not what we're looking for at this time, or not what we're currently working with at this time.
What were you guys doing during that period to support yourselves?
Me and him worked. We worked for a living. We held up these two. We had real jobs.
I gave guitar lessons and sold slot machines to the Eskimos.
I worked for a film company and also for the U.S. Senate Post Office.
Oh, I was a manager of an Armand's Subway sub shop.
UPS.
After 4 years of submarine sandwiches and rejection letters, 4 isolated years in a dingy basement, the Doctors decided to make a change.
What we were doing previous was more or less chasing pop trends, you know, following the tail of the cat rather than getting ahead of it and saying, here's, you know, this is where we're at. So finally, we got fed up with following it, and the time we decided that, hey, let's just do what we do best, which is writing our original songs, give it some backbone, put a lot of melody into it, add our sense of humor, and that seemed to be the straw that broke the record company's back.
Doctors' new sound worked. Recording contract in hand, they were ready for the big time. Promotions, tours, live audiences. Live audiences? You mean performing out of the basement in front of people?
And boy, did we stink. We were pitiful.
Very excited, though.
That's right. Real excited. Too excited. I mean, you could not keep us on the stage. We were just... Everybody was so energetic, feeling like, well, this is a live act. You know, we hadn't done it yet, so we over-exaggerated every move you could possibly make. You didn't just move your arm, you threw it across the stage, you know, and hit somebody with it. Or
It was
you
a
ran,
bad-
you jumped, and you sweat so much you couldn't even talk. And there's this guy just, okay, you done?
By now, you're probably wondering about the group's name. To most people, 4 out of 5 Doctors sounds more like an aspirin endorsement than a rock group. But let me assure you, this was not a random choice. The group's name was scientifically chosen from a list of over 500 possibilities.
Here's the story. We went to a junior high school class, a grade school class. Then a high school class, we had the teacher scratch out on the chalkboard. She asked the class, if you had a rock band, what would you call it? And no one picked 4 out of 5 Doctors, so we decided that the negative subliminal suggestion would go right ahead of it.
So what do you think? Will they make it? Are 4 out of 5 Doctors the superstars of tomorrow?
We're on the real razor's edge right now because a lot of young new bands, you know, they get that shot, and, you know, there's your first time out, and you get real excited, you overexcited, you go out, I'm picking out the color of your Cadillac and everything, and then album dies after 2 weeks. So I mean, everything's building for us. We're watching it go. We're getting some chart action, a lot of spread throughout the country, but we don't want to over-anticipate. You know, I don't want to completely talk myself out of that sub job or anything right yet.
We'll be right back with our PM Magazine departments.